How amazing is it going to feel when you get the voices in your head totally managed? Watch closely. Let's get your head all cleared up. Hey, it's Kirk Duncan, and I'm here to talk to you about the little voices in your head. I'm right? Inside your head, you got all kinds of talking going on, and you can't figure out what's going on. It's like, why is there so much jibber jabber going on inside your head? Right inside here. Hey, first off, you're not alone. You're not weird. They're not gonna haul you off in a straitjacket like they used to do in the good old days. It's actually more normal than ever to actually have voices inside your head. In fact, check this out. Science is actually studying what these voices are inside other people's heads. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been thinking before, but you have a thought going on, and then there's another conversation, and there's a lot of conflict going on inside your head, where you got one side of you that's saying, hey, I think I want to do this. And you hear this other voice pop up and say, well, that's kind of a stupid idea. And then another voice pops up and goes, no, I think you really should. And it really sounds like there's a whole bunch of voices going on inside your head. But please, you're not weird. I think what you need to know is you need to understand what's going on and what to do about it. Because you really don't have to have all those voices inside your head. But it probably feels like this. You got all these little people inside your head that are saying things to you, and it can be very confusing. It can be confusing, it can be aggravating, it actually can be discouraging, because I bet you get talked out of doing things inside your head. And just when you wake up in the morning, you're pretty excited to get going for the day, but then all this jibber jabber goes on inside your head. And let me explain where this comes from. As you were growing up, there are different people in your life who you looked up to for one reason or another. Either they were an authority figure, or a really important person in your life, or somebody you really cared about, or somebody you were really scared. So they come from all these different walks of life, but these people have said certain things to you, and in those moments where they have said things to you, there was either it was intense, or an emotional moment, or a really important moment to you. And because of those emotions and because of the position that person was playing in your life at that time, they actually gained an authoritative position inside your thoughts. And it could have happened years and years ago, or it could have happened last week. So you really do have a bunch of other people talking to you inside your head. Now, why does this happen? Well, one of the reasons why it happens is because you're letting it happen. You see, you are the one who's in charge of what's going on inside your head. You're the one in charge. And here's you, but you got all these little people inside your head just saying whatever they want to say. They're saying whatever they want to say. They're doing whatever they want to do inside your mind, bringing up scenarios and stories and saying stuff to you, because nobody's taking charge inside your head. Wouldn't it be great, though, if these were all positive? That would be cool, right? But generally, we think more negative thoughts during the day than we do positive thoughts. And so what we got to do is we got to make a change here of what's happening. So someone needs to be in charge. And I think today's a great day for you to take charge of what's going on inside your head. Now, what do? How do you make this work? Well, number one, you need to set up some rules. What is allowed and what's not allowed to be said inside your head. What kind of rules? Well, maybe one of the rules inside your head would be there's going to be no negative talking. Maybe another rule is going to be, there's no discouragement. There's no mocking. There's no judging. There's no tearing people down. But these are rules that you come up with. And I would suggest that you come up with 3 rules to govern what's going on inside your mind. My mentoring clients who run into this and they realize, as they're trying to move forward in life, they realize there's all this talking inside their head that's creating conflict. And I ask them, I go, so what's the rules governing the thoughts inside your mind? No one's ever told me that they have rules for their mind. You see, because I had the same problem too. I wanted to get going and I wanted to be my best self, and really rise up to that next level in my life. But I had a lot of conflicting thoughts inside my head. So I came up with 3 rules. Rule number 1 is that there is no negativity can be talked about inside my head. Number 2, my second rule is no judging. And rule number 3, no being critical on other people or myself. So negativity, judging, and being critical. So when the talking inside my head turns to being critical or judgmental or negative, I can declare to myself, that is against the rules. I know it sounds crazy, but come on, you're the one who's looking to figure out about what to do with the voices inside your head. You can't govern something that doesn't have rules or guidelines. So step 1, you got to create rules about what is allowed to be said in your head. And when the rule gets broken, you call it out that rule is being broken. I know it sounds wild, but it's like, you know what? You actually need to fire some of those voices. You have some people that have some impact of what's going on inside your mind because they have some authority level in your life. Now, hear me on this one. Let's say you had a school teacher who gave some advice to you, but now that you're older and you realize that advice really doesn't work, but that school teacher now has this authoritative position in your mind, and they keep saying that same statement over and over again. Well, you might be in a position that you might have to, like, literally inside your mind, take that authority away. Literally just you talking to yourself to say, hey, you know, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so from grade school or middle school or high school or college or universities, whatever you've been to, maybe you need to just shut them down. Maybe inside your head, you need to fire them and put them in the fired category. Number 3, you got to figure out who you're going to hire. Who are you going to put inside your head? What advice do you want to listen to? Who is the go-to inside your mind for advice? Now, how do you pick this person? Well, somebody that you believe in, somebody that you respect, somebody that you really honor, and their advice is just timely for who you are today in your life. So you want to find this person, and you want to practice listening to them give you advice and encouragement as you are firing the other voices in your head and following the rules to govern your space inside your mind. So I have audios that I listen to, like Brian Tracy, right? Brian Tracy's awesome. He's just like this global trainer, and I really respect the man for everything that he's done. And I got Brian Tracy's voice inside my head because I've listened to his audio so many times. So whenever I get into a situation I don't know what to do, in my mind I turn to Brian Tracy and go, Brian, what do I do? And Brian says, Kirk, this is what you ought to do. So I've picked the voices I'm going to listen to, but I'll share this with you. Pick about 3 to 5, just 3 to 5 go-tos inside your mind for encouragement. And what that does is it builds up your strength to govern what's going on inside your head. And so if you're thinking that hearing voices inside your head is a bad thing, it's not a bad thing. The only reason it gets bad is when you don't govern it and you don't manage it. But when you learn how to manage it with 3 rules, and you can fire some of the negativity inside your head, fire those people inside your head, and hire some new people inside your head, you can be really strong inside your mind. You can build up your faith. You can build up the ability you have to create things in your life. You can really build up some great momentum in your life because it's an incredible talent that you have, but you got to govern it. But remember that having voices in your head doesn't make you weird. It's a gift and a talent you get to learn how to manage. But until you get to that point, if it's all negative and it's all weird and conflicting, you're going to think you're going nuts. Govern it, manage it, and clean it up. And watch how this talent is going to be a major game changer. And you'll notice what a great teacher and influencer are you're going to be of other people, because nothing will stop you. And when you own this, oh my goodness, you're going to find your life just kick into gear at a high level. If you've really enjoyed this video, something you may want to check out is my website and really look into the class I have that's a 3-day program called Master Your Influence. It's incredible. You will absolutely love the content you're going to receive there because it's a game changer. It's all about taking your life to that next level. So hey, click subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you tomorrow.